Okay, so before I get started with the interviews, I wanted to set a little bit of context so that everybody understands what we're talking about with the Beast of Little Black. A few years back, Richard, my investigative partner, showed me a picture of a track, one of a few that he had seen up on the property where he and his family do a hunting camp every year. And they take care of this acreage. And he had heard some sounds up that way, but nothing ever that dramatic. Now, as time went on, they started to piece together some stories through him and other family members. And then in 2023 into 2024, there was some activity. The activity is what the interview is about, as well as some of the stories that the family have historically. So I'll be presenting the interviews here, where it is one night up at the cabin where all of the individuals who were present during most of the activity were present for the interview, and we just discussed everything that happened. I wanted you guys to be able to hear everything directly from the horse's mouth. So I want to give a little bit of context to this interview. We are in the cabin, uh, same time of year, 1 year later. There's no power in this cabin. We're just sitting around talking. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. I'm going to present some photographic evidence along with the interviews, and I may stop every so often with the interview and give you a little context about the photographs that I offer for you. So, again, I hope you enjoy this. Thank you. So, if you would, go ahead and start from the beginning.
Tell them, man. Yeah, it all started about turkey season, opening morning. I started up the hill and about 30, 45 minutes before daylight, and I had a buddy with me, and we got all the way up top of the hill, sat there for a few minutes, and I heard the loudest scream. Hair stood up on the back of my neck. All the years I've been up here, I never heard nothing like it in my life. I turned around and made a beeline back to the house. Unreal. Yep. Same thing you heard, Luke.
I don't know. I didn't hear what you heard.
I heard the same thing you heard. I heard. I was here too.
But what we heard.
It all started with turkey season. I didn't say nothing at first until when you guys heard it, and then I said, "Well."
So that was turkey season last year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2023.
Yep.
Yeah, 2023 turkey season.
Okay.
And it happened again following deer season.
When was the turkey season last year? What month?
April. Around April.
So from April to November.
November at least.
But y'all were up here.
Yep.
Youth season.
Yep.
They didn't bother y'all then.
Nope. It's just during deer season, man. Well, you heard it. Look, it scared you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it scared me. That's the first night we heard it. And then we turned around, the boys were there with us.
You told them it's a coyote, don't worry about it.
Yeah. And we was all kind of looking out there.
I was trying to study and see what it was.
It's a situation where you try to keep everybody calm. And then...
What was it, 2 mornings later, wasn't it?
So that first night when you heard it, did you just hear it once?
Yeah,
did you...
one really loud one.
One time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over the top of the hill.
All right.
Yeah, probably about 200 yards.
Yeah.
From
Close to the gate stand or across the road close.
Yeah, that's...
Not real far.
Okay.
And then That was the Friday before season, and then didn't hear nothing Saturday.
Nope.
And then Sunday night, we'd already cut the lights and everything off.
Yep.
And we was all laid up in our bunks, and we heard it. That one
About
was
100
up,
yards out there.
Yeah, that was up there by the other property.
Up on the Fox.
Close to Randy and Fox.
I don't know if we use the names.
You don't know who Randy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can always edit that out.
That's when we all got real quiet, and I said,
You
"Yeah,
that?
yeah."
I said, I'm already on the phone with Robert, my guy.
That was the first time you contacted him.
When you hear something like that,
And
and that
then-
hair stands up on the back of your neck,
It was
man.
four
It's
loud
just-
ones.
Yeah.
Like we heard on Sasquatch Chronicles, Bill.
Yeah.
Guys go, whoop. Listen to Sasquatch Chronicles, the intro to that, you'll hear them four same groups
Really?
in there. You sure will.
I'm talking about one that's real close to you and loud, and it sure is a different outcome on it, I'm telling you.
It rocked the cabin.
I had a loaded gun in my hand, I still left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad enough for three grown-ass men with 30-06s didn't leave the cabin till daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that happened.
That was twice in a row.
And that was on
Sunday night.
yeah, that was Sunday night.
Then it
and
was
then
Wednesday morning because I was texting him. Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning,
Yeah, 'cause
I
he had
went
to work.
out, I stepped outside,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at the end of the porch, and I heard it right here.
What's
in the-
that? Them geese are low.
Yeah, they are. I was right here at the end of the porch,
Yep.
and probably about 45 yards. It was dark, no light. About 6 o'clock. It was a late. We was getting up. We got up late that morning.
Yep.
And it made the 4 hollers, or bellers, or whatever you want to call it.
The four woods.
Yeah. And then I just thought, well, okay, that was odd, And we kind of talked about it a little bit, and
You heard it
once
crash
again-
into the brush too.
that was on
That next
Wednesday.
It was on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I'd stepped straight up. I walked 4 foot off from the front porch to the front rail, and I heard it to my left. And the time I could take 4 steps backwards, it went
70 yards.
70 yards to the thick brush,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't know. Well, it's brush.
You hear it?
You could hear it.
Snap
I mean,
and
it was just boom,
Snap, crackle,
boom,
pop.
boom, boom, stop, and it was right there.
dead in front of you.
So it was within the brush line. It wasn't out.
No, it was in
no.
the thicket. The thicket through there.
Yeah.
You know how
I mean,
big
this
it
is
is.
this is 4:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it was dark, and
Repeated the holler, didn't it?
yeah, no. I heard it
holler.
that one time,
Oh, I thought it did
and
it
then
again
it
after
came
you
across.
came
Then apparently that's when y'all did y'all's investigation, and
Yep. That's when we found the footprints and the
yeah,
handprint.
in. When
Mm-hmm.
I was headed down the hill after my incident, though, it sounded like I could hear something stepping right along the edge of the road with me.
Yeah.
Made me walk
whatever it
even
is,
faster.
it's making some hellacious strides.
Yeah. I will too.
Not counting the tree breaks that we found too.
Yeah.
and
They're
then
over 8 foot tall. I can't even reach them. And I'm 6 foot.
Yeah.
And then that same day, I took a shot at that deer, and I hit a twig. So me and your son came up there,
Yep.
and we searched that whole area that evening. And we'd walk down the property line, and there's 4 big boulders sitting out there. The biggest one's about big around as big as this table, and there's a bunch of like logs laid up on it. At first, I thought, just looking at it,
Stacked.
as we was looking at it, I thought it was just a top.
Right.
Somebody cut a tree and it's just a top. But then when you look at it, it's all just broken ends, just laid up on the side. And that's the reason why, if you'll look at after y'all's first or second investigation, I sent you those messages
Mm-hmm.
telling him to make sure y'all try to get down there and look at that. I didn't know if y'all ever got a chance to go back down that way
No, we didn't.
or not.
We will.
Yeah.
Also, when I was during deer season that same year, when I went down the bottom of the hill here
Yeah.
last year, And pretty far back in there, and there's a deer skull placed on top of a stump.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too far from we found that pine tree that cedar tree was clawed up.
Right.
Yeah, I seen that too.
I didn't get to see that one.
And then that musky smell right after that, and it wasn't right. I kind of veered my way back out of there too.
Yeah. It was about 2 weeks later we put cameras up and we caught that image of that thing that was real tall and dark growing. So it's there. Whatever it is there. And that one image was there.
Well, that musky smell is weird. I started smelling myself saying, man, that stink. But I don't know. I ain't never smelled that out there before. Smelled like an old house when it shut up for a few years and nobody been in it.
You walk behind the cabin, and then to what draw?
Down bottom of the hill where that creek is, where he went, he said.
When the pond is right here, it's big that way.
And you it's almost it's. I got to think about it today. You said you called it a earthy, and you said musk.
Yeah.
It's like it's not quite wet dog. You know how that's got that distinct smell.
Yeah.
But it's like a wet BO.
Yeah.
Basically.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that not
Yeah,
seem more along the lines?
Yeah, and they get your attention when you.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah, and you're like, I know it ain't me. You know, I'm out in the woods,
what
but
I
it's
thought.
not me. You know, you kind of stop and you do that whole
Yeah, thinking.
Yeah.
thing through your head.
Trying to figure out exactly what that smell is.
I was thinking my coveralls were from working and shit all nasty, but
Yeah, but then before we come out, we always wash our clothes.
Yep.
You know, but you said you was down here in the draw.
Yeah.
That's today?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Just today he went down there.
Today, and I can smell something.
That's good.
Maybe we'll hear him tonight when that's the generator.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I smelled it.
Well, I didn't think about that.
But we ran the generator every night and it didn't bother him then.
But them deer sure was acting funny standing up here back in the yard while we're standing there peeing off the porch.
Yeah, the generator ran. I forgot to tell you about the little deer that was hanging up here. She wouldn't leave the yard at night.
She'd hang out right there, that generator humming and everything.
She was laying down right there by it.
Behind the outhouse.
We might hear something after all.
All right. Put it this way, we've been here like we said almost 40 years.
Yeah. And then I've heard lots of stuff, man. Never been scared like that.
No.
We've heard stories, but we didn't.
Well, I've been out there without no flashlight, just like I was that morning. And
Like we've heard.
I'm telling you, it wasn't no cat, it wasn't no hoot owl, screech owl, whatever you want to call it. It was something out of the ordinary, and it got my attention. I'm telling you.
Well, look at Tom. Look at Tom.
Do you know what year that happened with Tommy?
That was 89, 90,
90, early 90.
88.
It was from 88 to 90.
Okay.
He wasn't even a teenager yet. Dropped his gun, took off.
Well, yeah, he dropped his rifle, took off at a run, and the next morning you could see his footprints in the dirt. They was 6 foot apart each run.
He hauled butt to the cabin.
And Tommy wasn't, but maybe 4 foot.
Yeah, he was a little guy.
Right.
So I mean, that was
Hustling.
yeah.
He said it was whatever it was pitch. It was dark colored.
Yeah,
he said, and when it hollered, he said I never ran like it in my life. He said it was. He said it was unreal.
Well, Bodine wouldn't leave the cabin at dark neither. Momo will get you. That's what they called it, Momo back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was scared Bodine too. He had his little adventure.
And our uncle wasn't scared of nothing. He walked.
He climbed a tree.
Climbed the tree.
Whatever it was behind him, and it just scared him. He climbed up the damn tree.
And then his best friend, I asked him out in the yard. You know, he's familiar with the area. And I asked him, I said, you ever seen or heard anything that's not normal, not right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Would never say what.
But it was that thing where
You don't
I
want to
guess
look
it's
like
like a pride
sissy or
ego.
something. Yeah, you want to look like
I ain't gonna say nothing.
you wasn't
Yeah.
scared.
One think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody thinking less.
You know
of
how
me.
that people
Well,
are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was waiting, I thought everybody think I was crazy until we all heard it together. Then I'm like,
That's when Gary laid there. He goes, "I hope to God somebody else heard that." I said, "Yes, I'm already on the phone." Getting over Robert.
I said, I'm not getting out of bed.
Well, before that, all that happened, I found those tracks. Remember,
You found that 2 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
15-inch tracks about 7 inches wide.
You actually posted those to your social media.
He posted on the
Yeah.
Monstrous webpage too.
Yeah, it's actually at the beginning of the podcast, every single episode.
Showed my foot.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Showed my big boot and that big print,
Mm-hmm.
which is just taken right over here.
He called me. You're never gonna believe what I'm sitting here staring at. He said, "What?" He said, "A footprint." I said, "Oh yeah, that'd be
Several
like
of
that."
Just that was the only one that was the best one. Was half of one, half an indentation, and then you got the toes in here. This was the only one that was in the blood.
I came on up and moved right out there, and sure enough, I was like, "Wow."
You can see the toes in this.
You see, it's the perfect footprint. I mean, I just walked off and didn't say a word.
We talked about you spoke about the pine trees.
Just ran up here by Fox's Drive.
Yeah, we was driving in that day, me and Richard. You see the top of it snapped off and just laid
pretty
good
good
ways
weight
from it.
And then nothing fell. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there
Two
to fall
trees
on
were
it or
like
break
that.
it. How would it break on its
And there
own?
was 2 trees like that done.
No storms.
And you couldn't even reach the top of them. And as you tell, it broke because part of the tree still had the bark on it from the other side.
Yeah, and then we peeled the bark off when it snapped off. But
Yep.
it was weird because there were no thunderstorms, no high winds.
I still doesn't explain them big logs wedged in between the.
Big rocks.
Yeah.
Probably where he was sleeping.
But if it's we heard the deep. We heard the deep one,
Yep.
and we've heard that high pitch.
The loud one.
So there's got to be.
Dolphins, you know.
They got to be communicating.
Mm-hmm.
Something is communicating.
Yes. Well, when me and Robert come out here, he did a little whoop, and the same two, the deep guy one and the high pitch one. That was in December, the month after we was.
Yep.
But that deep one will.
That deep one.
That deep
It's
one's
hard.
scary.
You can
Yeah.
feel it. I mean, it doesn't
Yes.
matter how close or how far away.
I'm telling you.
You can feel that in your chest.
Yeah. That was.
You heard it. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
He heard it.
I mean, it's kind of.
I'm getting my hair standing up right now. And
There was no mountain lion. There was no bobcat.
No.
No fox. No coyote.
no
Oh,
panther. It was something that I ain't never
I don't
heard
know.
before. And I've been all over these woods before daylight and after daylight, and it
No
don't
flashlight
matter.
walking through there.
Yeah, walking back or up. For me to go back to the cabin with a loaded gun in my hand, and,
Yeah.
and
Turkey load at that.
We scared high powered rifles.
Yeah, last time we had 30-06s. I had a 9 on my side. I ain't going outside till daylight.
I don't think today's gonna be a good day to go outside.
What is that?
But you constantly had that vibe, like somebody was watching you. You know what I mean? And I had it again last night.
And we
I was
had.
standing outside and I told Richard, I said, "Man, I just got that vibe again."
Well, remember the deer was sticking out.
like what?
The deer wouldn't stick anymore.
Then again, it could be there. Something that big. I think the one that ran this way has got to be big.
It has to be.
Got to be.
11-inch handprints, what we measured.
Well,
So I mean,
when I was going down the road, whatever it was big, because you could hear, and I was picking my pace up too.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't slacking off. I had yelling, huffing and puffing behind me, and I'm a fat boy, and
they're scared. I don't believe they're scared.
No.
I'm scared of bitch.
You know. Yeah. I don't mind saying that. Yeah, it's.
Like Harry and the
Like I
Hendersons.
said, I ain't scared much, and I wasn't going outside till daylight.
Now, was that last year too, whenever you and Richard's son were dragging the deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
That was Thursday, wasn't it?
How far? It was the same. It was the same Wednesday.
What was that, about a half mile over?
It was the same day that.
You heard it crash through the woods.
Crushed through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
That afternoon.
It was a Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was on. How far is that?
Quarter mile?
Through
A
the
little over
Through
that.
the woods would be quarter mile.
Yeah, through the woods is real close, but
If you go down
by
the
the
road,
road takes a while. But if you go through the woods, I'd say 400 yards.
Through the woods?
I heard it shot. Boom.
Up to the big mud. It's further than that.
Yeah.
I think quarter mile.
You know,
15,
when you take this
15.
road right here, you're popping out right on it. When you instead of going right, make a left.
Say 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
Okay.
give or take.
Give or take.
I mean-
Because it was right there.
And it was the situation where we've hunted there. I hunted there a lot growing up.
Since we were kids.
Yeah.
So I was walking in, and I was like, "Damn," And your son said, "I watched you walk to your stand. You were moving." I was like, "Yeah, it kind of felt weird, didn't it?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "No, nothing." Because this was after the deer. And I go up in the stand, And all of a sudden, deer just started running everywhere. I was like, damn, that's odd. You know? Kind of let everything calm down. So, well, maybe there's a buck chasing. A little bit later, everything kind of, but it got real quiet.
Mm-hmm. Dead of silence.
Yeah. And it's like that feeling, you know, something's not right. I don't know if does that sound about right to y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does me.
Okay. So, it was probably about 30 to 45 minutes before dark. I shot, dropped the deer. Just boom, dropped it. I sat there till dark because his son was hunting maybe 85 yards from me. So I come down, neighbor called, said, hey, shot a deer, can you boys come help? Yeah. So I just left my deer lay there. We got in the truck, rode over to his place. Everything seemed fine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We was looking for blood, couldn't find no blood. Finally, we were like, well, we're going to head on back. I had to get my deer, get it cleaned up, get it tagged. And we drove back over there. And to walk in, it was quiet. You can ask your son.
Oh, yeah, he told me.
And I said, hang on a minute, let's see if we can find out what it is. So I kind of hollered, hey, back up. Well, that didn't work. So I went to say something to him.
He done gone.
He's 30 yards to the truck, closer, dragging a deer.
He wasn't playing.
So I said, you ain't leaving me here. So I kind of step it up a little bit. I'm walking on up there. Next thing I know, I hear the tailgate drop. I hear boom.
The deer got thrown in.
The deer's thrown in. We shut the tailgate, and we walked. He got in the driver's side, and I got him to get on the passenger side, and whatever it was, it came probably within 8 yards. Well, say 20, 25 feet from the wood line, and stopped.
Remember the next day, I shot at that big buck back here and missed him, and that spike come walking right up to me, remember? I just turned around and just John Wayne it and shot it and dropped it because it wouldn't run off.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go nowhere. It followed me. That was kind of weird.
They figured it was safer by you than it was.
Well, it wasn't real safe.
Yeah, I know, but
It was,
Anything was better than what's out there.
yeah.
something was after it. Didn't want to be on my side.
Yeah.
I tried to shoot it off and went down the hill, still tracking him. I kept looking back. He kept following me. So, you know what? Boom! Called my son, come get him. That's the one you shot at? Nope, it's the second one. Yeah, that was. I never had that happen to me over here.
I never had them just come running up to you like that. Usually they'll run off when they spot you or wind you.
Yeah. And the one we had hanging out in the yard, laying down behind the craft house back here.
She wouldn't move. We'd stand there and use the bathroom off the porch, and she would not leave.
We shot her there. She was laying there. She would not leave that area.
Yeah.
If the generator running, no, she would not leave.
You'd go out there and shut it off. She'd take a couple steps away from you, but not leave the yard.
Yeah. That was.
And
Then our experiences we had.
Yeah.
When we come up and did our investigations.
well, actually, it kind of started. The first thing that we actually, you and I were here when I was talking about Dad. His room,
he was in his room.
his windows up off the ground.
Yeah.
That's a good 8 foot. Off the
That
ground.
started.
Yep.
2016 or 2015. Then.
It was 2014. 2015, he got he had his issue with the.
That's right. So he
blood.
didn't come that week, did he?
So it was 2014.
Yeah.
And Dad was laid in there in his bed, and me and Richard were just, scrolling through our phones, doing stupid,
We're not sleeping much. We don't ever sleep much anyway.
And next thing I hear is my dad. And he's yelling, what the hell are you doing at my window? And,
What the hell you looking at, MF this? And
yeah.
what the hell? Well, I jumped up, went outside around the cabin. Gary went down to the end of the porch, wherever it was, he had to go, so we had to see it. Nothing there.
It was gone.
Of course, I was running pretty good.
I made him keep his windows shut and locked from there on out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had to be at least
That
7 foot
has
tall.
the
Look
tension.
at, he could see its eyeballs.
Because you got to think, the window sits down here.
You got to bend
And
down
the top
and
of
look
his
at it.
dad's bump's right here.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty tall for him.
And then for Dad to be able to look up and to see it,
and threatened. I thought he was supposed to blow a hole through the window.
Yeah.
He had his 30-06 that laying right beside him.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh yeah.
shoot you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
here we go.
no.
Looked at Gary looked at me, said, let's go. I grabbed the light, he grabbed the light, and I went around.
Don't shoot us.
Yeah.
Of course, we was making sound, jumping around, getting ready. Whatever. It could have done bailed off 2 or 3 hops and then just laid down. Whatever.
Right. If you consider how fast that one went that way.
He
Yeah.
could have made 3 or 4 hops and laid down. We never would have seen it.
Right.
Closed his eyes, we never would have seen it. So that was.
And there's no telling what else has happened in the past that when
Well,
we
remember
were
the-
kids that the grown-ups
remember-
didn't tell us.
Remember when we was kids and we heard the whistling?
I've always heard that whistling, and it's never dawned on me because
Never thought about
I
it.
never thought about it. About birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out of the ordinary, I'm telling you.
So.
Well, and then you record that whistle today.
Yeah.
Whistle to death.
That's the first time I've ever heard it.
It's like something breathing in.
It's an interesting sound.
Yes.
I mean,
There wasn't no bird neither.
and it sat there and it did it. I was like,
Several
man, that
times.
sounds weird.
I heard it.
And
I think I might have heard it
I
too.
listened. I was like,
Yeah, I heard it. Cause
I got a video of
Did you hear
this.
them geese too at the same time?
Yeah.
Just a minute or so apart, right?
Yeah,
Yes, I kind
yes.
of heard the same thing.
Yeah.
It got my attention again.
So it's
But
it
if
was
you
in
was something
between
up
us three
there,
somewhere.
how was you hearing it? And I was down here.
I was
heard
over
it.
here.
So
that-
it
that
must have been
video
2
goes-
different ones then.
Was you wasn't in the ground blind down there?
Yeah.
Okay then. See, it had
It was just
between
minutes
me and you.
it was just within minutes after them geese.
So he was right. He's probably in. He's had to be between all 3 of us.
It was coming from the draw.
So it echoed up through there.
It echoed up through the holler, and that's why I heard it.
So it'd come around this way. Boo, you wasn't down there whistling or nothing, was you? Did you hear the little whistle?
I think we heard it too. Down there, right? The geese flew over.
Was it more than one whistle, or was it?
Oh, you asking them?
I mean, did you hear more than one?
Oh, I heard that. It's like 32 seconds long.
Yeah.
And it had been going for a few minutes. I was like,
It's done.
I ain't never heard this
I heard
before.
it too.
You know, so I just
Sometimes.
hit for a video, and then after I shut it off,
It's Jeffrey.
Is it?
Yeah.
after I shut it off, and then I was sitting there just kind of minding my own, doing my own little thing, and it was like, huh. I wonder,
Yeah, because I heard it.
So
Right
we're about 200 yards.
Well, was there more than one communicating back and forth?
I don't know what
That's
it was.
possible too.
Because I mean, when I heard it twice, but the first time it was just within 2 minutes maybe after them geese flew,
Yep.
and you heard it, and then it wasn't just 30 seconds. I heard another one.
But how did you not hear it?
I don't know.
His
You
truck
was in
was
the
running.
truck, or you was in the truck, or
That's possible because I was sitting in the truck for a while charging my phone.
Because I took a picture of you
Yeah.
at 3:21, and that was at 4.
Yeah, he started the truck up around 4. I texted him. said,
4:20, something like
Yeah, he was
that.
in the truck
So
when I
it was about an hour apart from the time
Yeah.
I took the picture of you to then.
Somebody's here.
Jeffrey.
So it's kind of
That's kind of weird.
yeah. 'Cause like I said,
Well,
me and you are about 150 yards
Yeah,
apart.
because I texted him, asked if he was leaving. He said, no, just charge the battery. I said, okay, that's fine.
And then you're all the way up there.
We're in like a little triangle right there, the 3 of us.
Yeah. But he was on the other side of me, and the boys were on.
Boo was up this
and
way.
around.
He's right out in front of me. I don't know how you didn't hear it.
Well, Boo said he smelled something down there.
I did. I smelled
Well.
something really strong down
So
there.
we might get our answers
Might get our answers tonight.
We might.
tonight. I mean, it's a possibility.
I hope
Yep.
so.
I'm getting goosebumps.
I'll make sure I get my thermal stuff and everything.
Yeah.
That's
So-
kind of awkward, man. I mean, that's I mean, it's one thing to know that
What it is.
I've got other people around me. That's.
Well, I caught his shoes in the cooler.
And then it's a really,
Just laid them right here.
it's a really big thing to know that we don't know
That stuff. Grab me a Mountain Dew.
What it is.
what it is. Us not knowing what it is, and then thinking
Yeah.
we're in the clear.
Because you can't say that footprint, well, that's Bigfoot. Well, did you see it make it? What
Yeah.
made that footprint?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Makes your mind wander. doesn't
Something
it?
could have overstepped, but it looked too good to be an overstep.
hmm And then you take into account all the tracks and everything
And the
that we
breaks we
found.
found and the twists
Yeah.
and the
We're
limbs.
talking about all that stuff. You remember when me and you was dragging that deer?
Mm-hmm. Thought something was following you? Yeah.
It wasn't no light steps, was it?
Mm-mm. Sounded like someone stomping. So we named it Fred, and we
Yep.
don't want him to leave.
You
Well, I don't mind him sticking around.
Clean up the mess when we're done.
Just don't make me crap my britches, man.
If we can.
We'll bring a jar of peanut butter every now and then.
Yeah.
Don't scare us, Fred.
Yeah, bring some cookies or something. I'm telling you what, me to come back to the cabin, that's weird. I mean, I've had screech owls right above me within feet.
I've had foxes
screaming,
back behind me screaming.
Oh yeah.
Bobcats, I've seen them too.
You know, coyotes.
Never went back to the
sound.
cabin.
Yeah.
But the holler or something else, I'm telling you,
that holler
is
was
act of God or something, man.
It rattled
Wild.
inside. I
I felt the
ears.
vibration. You should have been there.
It's like a turkey gobble. When you're at turkey gobbling drums, what it felt like inside. That was just.
And I questioned myself when I got back. I was like, why the hell did I run back to the cabin, man? I'm telling you, I got a gun in my hand, but I didn't go out that door till after daylight.
Look at Big John. That man wasn't scared of nothing or
How long did
nobody.
he stay up in that tree?
I don't know. Ruthie said he got home. He wasn't. He still hunted. He still walked through the woods with no light. But he would never say. Of course, he'd never say he was scared anyway.
He want us
He'd
panicked out or something.
Put me in a sissy and go. All right, now we'll go.
You got a gun?
But
We always have
he was
guns.
always on that. Make
He's always
sure you
always
carry
saying,
your
you
gun.
gotta take your gun. Take your gun. No matter what, take your gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's over here. You need to sign it.
Make sure it's loaded and
No
you got
matter if
extra
we was up
bullets.
here and walk around in the summertime, take your gun.
That's the day that we're
Yeah, make sure you had extra bullets too.
He said, just take your gun. Oh, where the pen went.
All right, guys. Good job.
Whispers in the twilight, darkness and the breeze. Shadows move in silence, mystery in the trees. Secrets in the moon.